Welcome to another episode of Behind Closed Doors with Jared and Sam.
I'm Jared.
I'm Sam.
And of course, we want to give you this disclaimer that we are not the authority on marriage.
Yes.
We are just speaking from our own perspective. I do not speak for all men/husbands. She does not speak for all women/wives.
100.
And we do not speak for each other without consent.
And if you've listened before, I do speak for him without his consent. It's something we're working on. But we are not telling you what you should do in your marriage. We are telling you what we've done in our marriage,
Right.
and hoping that you find your own way. We're sharing our journey in hopes that you'll find your journey.
Exactly. It's why I like to speak on principles, because then principles can be uniquely applied to your life.
Yeah.
I know hard work applied to my life looks a certain way, and even for her, hard work looks different for her than it does for me.
Yeah.
So you find your own way to apply. You find your own way to take from, and hopefully you get something. Speaking of that, because we're not counseling, but speaking of counseling-ish. So we were sent to...
it wasn't always this way. We were not always able to just do life together.
No.
In an effective way. This was the Jared and Sam you see 17 years later is not the Jared and Sam that was in existence in our first lots of years of marriage.
Yeah.
So, yes, they sent us to marriage counseling. Our church did that we were at the time.
Yep.
And we're sitting in marriage counseling with a couple. Was it with both of them?
No.
It was just the husband.
Yeah.
The husband was one of the pastors at our church.
My nigga, they sent us to a youth pastor.
They sent us to a youth pastor.
Now, I don't mean this with any type of
Hold on.
Go ahead.
But to give context, at this point, we already had 2 children. We were young, but we had 2 children. We had been married for a couple years, maybe 2 or 3 years at that time.
That might have been 4.
2 years. No, because then we would have had Samuel too.
Yeah.
So just so it's just, we had 2 kids. We had been married a couple years, and we had been together for, at that point, at least
a grip
4 or 5 years, right? So we were decently deep in the game in our early 20s. So I just wanted to give that context before you start talking.
We were further than most 20-year-olds.
Much further than most 22-year-olds.
Yeah,
right?
Whatever we were at the time.
Yeah.
So they sent us to somebody who was just new in the game. Like, we were further than that nigga and his wife. And so they started talking to us about, he started talking to us about things him and his wife are currently fighting about. It's like, nigga. And
we're sitting there like... we need
and
to I don't want to judge their issues. I'm sure it was real for them, but we're sitting there thinking like, we got real issues. You arguing about playing basketball.
I looked at this nigga, bro. I looked at him and I was just like, fam, I want to get far away from you, bro. I want to get far away from this nigga, man. Like, dog, the stuff he was pulling me to the side about was so trivial.
So trivial.
For us, where we were at currently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where we were at not currently, but at that time. It was so trivial. And I was thinking in my head, like, fam, like,
we
this is
real
why.
Stuff.
But we have always meshed better with older couples.
Yes.
Just because we started so young.
Have. That's a fact.
So with that being said, so anytime that we would get with somebody our age, it would always feel like we were kind of pouring into them because we started so young and had to mature so fast.
I think too, we're incredibly like self-reflective and like thoughtful. So I think we think a lot about what we do. We think a lot about what goes well, what doesn't go well. Like we analyze things a lot. So for us, I think, and I used to joke about this all the time, but I think we went through, for real, what couples would take 10, 15 years to go through in that first 5 years. Like, just from all of the really delicate situations, all of the growth. It was it was like marriage on steroids, like running through just all the things. And we had to be parents, we had to be spouses, we had to be providers, we were students, we were I had an element of being self-employed even at that time. So it was a lot of things that you're trying to do and be at once. And yeah, I think that just gave us a more difficult start. And so when people would talk to us, especially we're in counseling, like we're there to like get help with these complex issues.
Like, well, nigga, come spin around the desk and let me get in your seat, nigga. I'll forget you out.
But it just didn't, and ultimately it just didn't work out for us. And I share that a lot with couples because I want them to know there are some issues in marriage that therapy and counseling and stuff does not help because of one very important fact. A therapist, a counselor, whatever, cannot go in your house and do the things that you're just supposed to do that you know you should be doing that'll make your marriage or your relationship better. And I think with us, it was that at the time, we knew exactly what we should do to make these things better, but we were both too prideful to move off our square to make sure that we could hit those points for each other.
Well, our brains weren't fully developed.
Which
is why you got to give time.
Yes, our brains weren't fully developed, but at the same time, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, our issues, we didn't need help finding solutions. We knew the solutions. We would just refuse to do it for each other.
Our brains weren't fully developed. I'm being funny, but I'm also at the same time is when you make a lifelong commitment to somebody, you got to allow each other the time to get things right, and you won't always get it at the same time.
If you think you're going to make a lifelong commitment to somebody and they're not going to make big mistakes, you are wrong.
Yeah, you're true.
Let me just kill that for you right now. All of your big unforgivable mistakes, your spouse will probably mark off most of them. They just will. I hope that you have the kind of marriage where that doesn't happen, but the fact of the matter is a lifetime is a long time.
Sure
and
is.
You change and you evolve and you grow, and you not only grow, you regress.
Yeah.
You regress. You have low points. Yeah. You have times where you move backwards.
To be strong in that area.
Yeah. And you will just fall off the map, and because you're trying to figure out this individual journey while also figuring it out with somebody else. It's complex. You need grace. You got to give time.
See, that's why I wanted to save it.
You do have to give time.
But then I think even with that, all the things that you said we were early were things that we shouldn't have been.
That's a fact.
At the time of marriage.
We did it all out of order.
And that's why I kind of want to go to our first Mythbuster.
So our first Mythbuster. So for those of you who are first time joining in, so we go through phrases, ideas, or what we would call myths, right? And we treat it just like Mythbusters did. We either confirm or it busts, right? And so today's is, you can go ahead.
Shacking up.
Given
to us by Taj. This was Taj's
gave
idea.
us shacking up. So this is viewer's choice.
Yes, sir.
Viewer's choice, shacking
up. Yes, sir.
What made you want to hear us talk about shacking up?
I don't know. I feel like it was relevant. I think you guys are going to have a very interesting take on this from what I know about y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What can I ask you? What side of the fence you're on? Are you with shacking up or not with shacking up?
Man, I'm with it.
Okay,
I'm with it. I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay, that's fine. No, you don't say no more. Can I ask you what side of the fence you're on?
I'm with it.
Okay, I'm not.
I know you're not. Spoiler alert. Usually Jared is more traditional than me. We're both not like traditional, but he's more traditional than me in most things like this. And yeah, this is one of those.
Well, I
think
one of my core values is order.
Uh-huh.
I'm a routine person.
Yeah.
And so when I think about how things should naturally flow,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand the reasons why somebody was like, oh, nigga, you never want to blah, blah, blah without sampling the blah, blah, blah. So I understand that. I do. But sometimes there is a front side and a back side to everything. So the front side is you get to taste the fruit. The back side is you guys aren't committed and aren't ready for that shared responsibility.
No, 100%. So that I guess I need to clarify that I'm not for just out here bucking, right? Like that's not what I'm saying.
My reasons have nothing to do with sex.
But I'm saying, but sex brings those responsibilities that you're not ready for. So what I'm saying is I don't get down with the just sleeping with everybody or nothing like that. But I'm saying once you've dated, once you feel like, you know what, this might be my person, all of that, and y'all are considering marriage and stuff, I do think it's important. Because this is the thing. Living together is a big, big deal. And you don't realize it until you do it. And if you wait until you're married to experience all of that, that is super rough terrain to deal with and traverse. It just really is. And so this is why I feel like I'm with it. There are things. Looks and sex isn't everything. But let me tell you, it's clutch. It's a very clutch thing. Okay? And if your partner, I think you should know beforehand when you're saying, yes, I'm going to spend a life with this person. Yes, I'm going to have sex with this person for the rest of my life. And they could be terrible, and you can decide that, you know what, I just love them that much. But I think that's a decision that you should be able to make on the front end, because there's some stuff that just cannot be overcome. And when you're beefing and you're frustrated and you're tired and whatever, and you look at this person and you're like, yeah, I still want that. That matters.
Okay. My reasons have nothing to do with sex. That's one. And you can have sex living separately, right?
But see, I think of shacking up, living together and sleeping together. That's how I view shacking up. How did Taj ask the question? So, like, how did you define shacking up?
Yeah, I define it as living together, but like almost as like necessity.
Yeah.
Not so much as an option. But yes, there's definitely sex involved, and I agree. That's important.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Why do you feel like you would need to live with somebody?
Because I need to know like what they're like living with before I live with them. I need to know what their habits are like, what their routine is like. I would like to know, hey, I want to know you're not going to pick up after yourself. You know, I need to know how messy you are, how organized you are.
You can't just go over their crib?
Can we coexist? I think living together is so important as opposed to seeing how someone lives by themselves. I've seen how Risha was in her dorm. Very different how she was living with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well, let me ask you something. What did that change?
What do you mean?
At a date.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll put it to you like this. There are things that would have been deal breakers had they been present.
Yeah, see? And that's what I'm saying. What if you get into it and there are deal breaker situations? I don't know. I know biblically Christian wise, the biblical Christian, the woman of God, you should just wait. I agree 100% with Jared. There are responsibilities that come with, all the things. But if I could set my woman of God hat to the side for a second,
how can
and
you
just
do that?
say, in reality, I can. I can just set it aside for a second and say, in real life, right? And not in theory, not in what would be great, in how we actually live, two human beings cohabitating and deciding to do so for life is a very big deal. So much so that I think you should get a little preview before you all the way lock it
Okay,
down.
and it sounds like to me y'all are putting y'all kickstand down on sex a lot.
No,
not just sex,
I said a
though.
little
And-
preview. I'm talking
and
living
just-
together.
Okay. Well, let me tell you why I'm saying no. Because it's not just a woman of God thing or a man of God thing or a no sex thing. One of the biggest issues with marriage in general is two people aren't coming in as whole people.
Yeah.
And so I think before you go into anything with anyone, you should be cool being by yourself.
In reality, we're not though.
I'm just telling you.
Most-
but
in
I'm,
most
I'm
marriages,
telling you
they're
why
not whole
I'm
people.
not rolling with it.
I know, but there's two different viewpoints.
Can I land my plane?
Go ahead.
Okay. So if I'm coming into something whole and you're coming into something whole, I think we move totally different. I think there's a reason why if you are off established and I'm off established and we decide to come together and build together, we get to it's an easier transition on how we
So
determine.
you're operating off the idea that a whole person will not have deal breakers for you.
I'm saying when it comes to you, me and you, let's put it on me and you. You are incredibly messy. And for me,
Yikes.
that is a turnoff.
Ain't that dirty?
Just listen. Let me
Jesus
land
Christ.
the plane.
No, not by attacking me.
I'm
God.
I'm not attacking.
And I'm messy. I'm not incredibly messy.
But
that was super stretch.
is this behind closed doors or in front of
I'm
closed
the
doors?
same as
Are
no.
we outside the room or inside the room?
I'm drawing the line there. You're gonna edit that out.
Okay,
And you're
that's
not
fine.
gonna say that.
My bad.
I'm messy, but I'm not. I'm normal woman messy. I have a chair that's full of clothes because I try on 50,000 things before I leave the house. That's the kind of messy Samantha is. I have stacks of
I know,
mail.
but if we're
or
editing it out,
notebooks.
you don't have to go.
No, but that is. But don't tell when you tell people that she's incredibly messy, they think I'm like a slob, and that's not how this is.
Okay. All right. Can I go? My bad.
I'm about to throw these cards at you.
Okay.
You done taking me to another level now.
I know you heard the music. I know
Are
you heard the
we?
music.
Are we? You want to do your? You got to do your. Remember we talked about how we, you know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Start it. Let's take it to you and me.
Okay, let's take it to you and me. There are things about the way that you. How do I want to say this? You're a lot more just. You're not like orderly. You just kind of do things. You're kind of like more free flowing.
I'm not orderly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not being funny. I'm talking about like you're more free flowing.
There are so many better words for free flowing. You could have even said I'm unorganized.
Well, I didn't want to say.
Why?
I didn't want to call you
all
unorganized.
I said was
felt like
not
I
saying
didn't.
incredibly messy. You could have just said you're messy.
Okay, well, let's start again. Let's bring it to you and me. You're not organized. You're unorganized.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with that?
It's the way. Am I tripping? Tell me, am I tripping?
We can edit anything out y'all want, but it's funny because he literally said what you said he should have said, and it seemed like it hurt even more.
Because it was the way that he said it. It's the way that you said it.
Okay, I'm gonna take it off of us. So like Me and my old roommate Ethan.
Oh my God, bro. This is getting worse and
How?
worse because you're about to equate Ethan.
No, I'm
to
not. They don't
me.
even know that I'm doing that because they're editing it out.
Yeah, don't even do that. Let's not do that. What was your point before that? Did we remember the point that he was making?
If I can bring us back real quick, because we can edit all that out.
Yeah.
You said being a complete person. So
Being
coming to the table
whole
as
person.
as two whole people.
And I asked you, you think that a whole person will not have?
No, you're
You
trying to
think
say
that a whole
you're trying to
person
say
will
that
not
there's
have,
deal breakers.
deal breakers.
I think we're both gonna find things that we don't like about each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think where the love stems from, out of a whole person, allows you to overcome things that you don't like about somebody.
But
Because I also think that there are things about myself that gets on your last nerves, but you love me more than those things get on your last nerve.
So, but those aren't called deal breakers. That's why there's a different level.
At some stage in your life, they could have been a deal breaker, but because you've decided to commit to me and love me through some stuff from a whole place, then this isn't going to be a deal breaker for you anymore.
I'm saying, I think you're wrong. I think that somebody can be a whole person and still have deal breakers for somebody else, just on the difference of personalities, the way you want to tackle life. Because I don't necessarily believe that a whole person doesn't still have.
It's not like the success rates when niggas start shacking up. The success rates of marriages skyrocket.
We don't know, because I don't know that there's statistics on that. We don't know. We don't know how
me
much
and you can look at
somebody.
Well, this is what I'll challenge. All you niggas in the room, think about all the marriages you've seen and how those marriages started and how they ended up. I don't think shacking up made any of those marriages go better or worse.
I don't. That wasn't.
But
that
I do
wasn't-
think when you start putting too much responsibility at one time, bro. One of the things that me and you always say is, our marriage can't handle another kid because we started so young. Hey, at some point we got to have time to just be Jared and Samantha. We got to do the friendship thing all over again. We got to do the romance, the traveling, all that stuff, because we put so much stuff on the back burner because we went right into mommy and daddy mode. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that hindered our relationship early on. We had like a small little season of just fun. Mm-hmm. And then it went right into responsibility that we weren't ready for. And a lot of times niggas put the cart before the horse and they start putting responsibility on their plate that they ain't ready for as people. So yes, do you want to sample blah, 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 blah?
If you're saying you're ready to get married.
Are you necessarily ready for what bringing two worlds together really entails? If you're not committed, I don't think so.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about two people that are saying they think they're ready to spend life together. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, okay, we think we want to do this thing. And yeah, I think it's helpful. I think it's helpful to know and have an idea of the person that you're dealing with on a live with them level.
I think a million niggas fail thinking they know something that they don't.
That just proves my point.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, huh?
No,
because
you're going in there to try to think you know.
You've been dating this person. You've been to their house, blah, blah. You think you know them. You think they don't have any kind of whatever. And then you get married and you find out, oh, my God,
I'm saying that niggas always want the answers to something. They always want, I just need the answers to something.
Wouldn't you like to have as many answers as you can before you go for life? For life. Wouldn't you want to have as many answers as you can?
And let me ask you. So if me and you, who use the Bible to dictate everything, is saying that there's an orderly way to do it.
Yes.
And what we're saying is not an orderly way to do it.
I specifically said Samantha's taking off that hat.
And so you're asking me for me. I'm telling you that no, those other answers, I don't deem them to be as important. Like, I need to know them.
Well.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm against. I don't think it improves the success rate of marriage. I don't know if there's a way to even quantify that. I don't even know if there's a way to ever like even prove that. Niggas just always want to check as many boxes off as they can. Hey, the reality of it is, my nigga, marriage is going to be hard whether you shack up or not. Marriage is going to put you on the brink of being together whether you shack up or not. It's going to be hard.
You all right?
It ain't really going to help you, my nigga, when you get in war. It ain't helping you. Just because you had sex with somebody don't mean that it's going to set you up for a greater success when it comes to marriage, because you'll find out real soon, too, that, hey, my nigga, sex is going to be a small thing in your day-to-day when it comes to being married to somebody.
Okay, so next thing, we kind of touched on. I just would like to point out Jared is very emotional. I just in different ways, like we said before. I just wanted to say that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. So we kind of started talking about like sex and our sex life, and that's not our sex life, but just started talking about sex in general and relationships. And that's a big topic for folks, especially like newly married folks. Like you hear that a lot. It was an issue in ours early on, because there's so many things that go into it and contribute to it. But one of our old pastors used to say all the time that women are crock pots and men are microwaves. And he'd be encouraging men to slow down and warm up the crock pot. Okay? And I guess informing women that they don't need much. They hit a couple buttons and they ready to go. And we were bringing that up because just talking about, especially for women, how much goes into them wanting to have sex, being ready to have sex, even like the frequency of having sex. Why are you just staring?
Because I thought you were going to keep going.
I'm waiting for you to chime in.
Keep going. Well, yeah, I think early on frequency was probably the biggest thing.
Yes.
Once again, this is why you got to give time, because I as time has progressed and your understanding progresses. Because
this is behind closed doors with Jared and Sam, frequency was not a problem before we were married. Yeah. FYI.
Yeah, no.
Right.
No. But that's like most that's a lot of people though. Or before kids were involved.
That's really and as a woman, I think that was the biggest thing, was having kids. It impacts your body so much. Like you start to feel you start to quickly realize how much your own self-esteem and confidence and stuff contributes to like you wanting to have sex. Like feeling sexy is a part of wanting to have sex for women. Or like if he's been being a butthole all day, sometimes the last thing you want to do is
roll over and get nasty.
Yeah, like legit.
Yeah,
like legit. So it's like acknowledging that there's
all of that to the side.
Can put all that.
Earlier, I could put all that to the side.
He didn't care.
Did not
matter
care.
What.
You walk around with that Fenty pack. You know what I'm saying? If it's fire, I'm gonna want some.
He didn't give a buck. He's saying early in the relationship, but I feel like we've been married almost 14 years.
It'll be 14 by the time this comes out.
Yeah, it'll be 14 by the time this comes out. And he's saying early in our relationship, but I feel like it was like that up till not that long ago, that we could have sex no matter what was going on. Jared could have sex no matter what. I feel like all the way up to like a couple years ago.
Yeah. I've slowed down a lot, man, just getting older, focusing on different stuff and needing to be in the mood.
Yes, and needed to be in the mood.
I need to be in the mood now, and I am turned off very easy now. Where I used to just be able to play right through it, play through contact. Now I'm turned off super easy. If she moans or just don't feel like she with it, I'm turned off.
It's crazy.
I'm turned off. It's coming. You're like, all right, dog. I'm tired.
You get emotional.
I'm already tired.
You get more emotional as you
And
get
then if
older.
I got to put in all the work.
Even if we had a rough day, if I really, really wanted to do something, I think I could get him to do it. But he's not like, I'm down for what, you know what I mean? Like, but I think I could get him to, though.
Yeah, I think it would take some work on her part. It would take some work.
It's so funny that he's saying that, y'all, because it does not take that much work, but okay.
I'm super fragile in my masculinity now. Let me tell you, the slightest groan or complain, like you ain't into it, I'm done.
Yeah, I feel that.
And I will just roll over and be in a mood and then go to sleep. I'm telling you, bro, like I can't. If it don't feel like you into it, if it ain't mutual, I'm not putting in that extra.
I feel that.
Or if I feel like it's gonna be pillow princess time.
Pillow princess time.
Yeah, like you ain't gonna do nothing. Like you could just do it. Yeah, you got it. You can just do it. And you just gonna lay there.
But that's your wife throwing you a bone when like I don't feel like doing it, but he really wants to do it. Like
keep it.
Keep
it. I don't want no bones thrown. I done throw enough bones in my life. I don't want no more bones threw at me. I don't know. If it ain't mutual, I don't want it. That's a fact. No. Not no more. I gotta feel like we both enjoying this. Dead serious. And I get satisfaction of just rolling over and seeing her in the bed with me, looking good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like when I roll over and she in the bed looking good, like I get comfort in that, and I can go right to sleep. That's just where I'm at now. Like I feel very satisfied in companionship and company.
I'm starting to think that maybe it's something wrong with me. Because you're irritating the hell out of me. And I'm starting to feel like this might be coming from the inside.
It could be.
I think it's coming from the inside.
Could be.
I think the music is pissing me off over there. I think a lot of things are pissing me off at the moment. But that's wild though.
I do think though this is why our stuff is different than everybody else. There is a real rawness to it, and there is authenticity to it.
You being a bit too honest.
Is this behind closed doors or in front of closed doors?
It's not that far behind closed doors though, because you still have to leave here and be married to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should consider that when you're saying stuff in here. That I'm the person you have to go home with.
Can we pod or what are we doing? What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah. Where I was at.
We were talking about shacking up. Then we was talking about microwave versus crock pot.
Yeah.
And how there's so many other things that contribute to
I'm a crock pot
women's
now too.
like sexual. You are not a crock pot now too.
We both crock pots.
First of all, no, you're still a microwave.
Pots.
I'm so sick of him. You're still a microwave. You're
no,
still
I'm
a microwave.
not.
You're on here playing. He is playing in y'all face, and I just want y'all to know. Jared is still a microwave. He is talking trash that is not true. I just want to.
I am a crock pot now.
He is not. He's a microwave.
Well,
he's still
this
a
is
microwave.
what I'll say.
Even he could be at the peak of anger and turned off at me, and there's a few buttons I could hit to bring him right back. Period.
Okay, I think this is what I'm saying. I don't think that you're wrong in what you're saying. I'm saying
I'm not wrong.
I don't necessarily. The entire day determines whether I'll be in the mood later on.
Y'all, he is.
That's what I think.
Do not let him
independent.
in your face.
I'm talking.
Like this.
Hold on, but can I land?
No, you cannot.
Can I land my
you
plane?
cannot land this BS plane.
I'm saying without you doing anything.
You trumping up this podcast.
Independent of your effort. Mm-hmm. The day dictates whether I'll be in the mood later on at night.
I think only
that's what
tiredness.
I'm saying.
Only tiredness.
I'm saying that. I'm saying.
And I don't even think. I think that's rare that it gets in the way.
But if you make a move, then it's
a
air
microwave.
fryer. Then it's an air fryer.
No, it's a microwave. It's not an air fryer. I'm so sick of you. However, I do think
I don't want to be a microwave. I don't want to be a microwave.
But you are one. Embrace it. Embrace who you are.
Fryer.
Embrace who you are. It's okay. It's okay to be a microwave. That just.
Do you think you're still a crock pot?
Yes. You know what's interesting is, I think it depends. I think there are times where I just really, really, it's probably ovulation time, but where women just, I don't care nothing about what you talking about, nothing about what's going on. You look good. Let's go. There are times like that. So maybe there's a little bit of microwave times.
Okay.
But I think everything else that's going on, not just your behavior, but even my own, like how I'm feeling about myself and all those things play into it too. And
that's what I mean for me, for the end of the day. What?
Oh, he's playing in your face.
No, I'm saying
during COVID, we were humongous and just, oh my God. But we didn't give a buck. You didn't give a buck either. You would look in the mirror and be like, I look nuts. And that had zero to do with whether we were going to have sex or not.
No. I'm not talking about for the same reasons. I think the way that I view myself and the way that I'm judging myself is where our family's at currently. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that weighs more on me heavily than it ever did before.
You're just talking
about
like how you're feeling about yourself just as a man.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay. Oh, okay. I was speaking more shallowly, like how I feel about how I look.
No, I'm talking about just
how I feel in my body.
Where do I have our kids at?
Yeah.
Where do I got you at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What kind of car are you driving? I know that sounds shallow, but does my woman have the freedom that I would love for her to have?
Yeah.
No. Can she get her hair done every time she wants to get her hair done, nails done, toes done? Every time she wants to get those things done? No. And there's a lot of times I don't feel good about that.
Yeah.
So there's times where at the end of the day, a nigga just wants to sleep in shame.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, for everybody who doesn't know, I make music. I did mention that previously on the last episode. But even with that, so I ended up a nigga's old, man, it feels a way being older in pursuing music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it doesn't feel the greatest sometimes.
You're being so vulnerable right now, and I didn't expect you to do this. You just kept yelling about how you want to have fun on this podcast.
I do, but I'm just saying that.
And now you're going super deep and vulnerable.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think like that now.
Yeah.
My thoughts are just different now than they were when I was 20-something, and he dictated the way that I felt. He doesn't dictate the way that I feel anymore.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm a microwave anymore.
I don't know.
I'm an air fryer.
Maybe you're in the mirror. You're an air fryer.
I'm an air fryer.
You're an air fryer.
It's not.
Okay.
It doesn't take as long as. It don't take as long in the air fryer as it does. Right? You be using the air fryer
in the crock pot. No, crock pot is very slow. This is an all day cook.
Yeah. See, and the air fryer is not.
No,
but
it's
it still does take a little time.
It takes a little time.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay.
But
You're
niggas
air
know
fryer
you heat it up in that air fryer, nigga. It's ready to. It's fire.
So next one, check please, together or separate. That's you.
Okay.
We'll put that on here.
So even though we are one flesh
Mm-hmm.
and we are on the same team,
Yeah.
there are things that I like to do separate from you.
Yes.
I like my thing to
Apparently
be my
watching
thing.
porn. I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right.
I'm
You
just
see where we're
kidding.
going?
I'm
Now.
just kidding.
Now.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Everybody
Okay.
calm down. Just a joke.
Okay.
Just a joke.
Okay.
Do we want
Okay.
playful Sam or do we want angry Sam?
Okay. So, you know what? There are a lot of things that I like doing by myself.
Yeah.
Eating ice cream is one of them. I don't like to be around other people while I'm eating ice cream.
He'll leave the room, Tosh.
Yeah.
He'll go to the
I will
office to
leave
go
the room
eat
to
his
go eat
ice cream.
There are certain, like,
in silence.
so now that she's thorough and she has evolved as a person, she can appreciate anime.
Oh
But
my.
a long time ago,
Now that
she
I've
was
evolved.
not an anime fan, right?
A long
I
time ago.
was
like real long.
I have been an anime fan since a kid. And when I first started watching it, the community hated it. And we got called some crazy stuff for loving anime, right? So I hated watching it around other people because they would just clown or try to clown.
I
Or why
used to
you
clown.
watching that and all that type of
I
stuff.
used
She
to
used to
clown.
hate too.
I used
She used to
clown
hate.
them
She
real
used to hate
bad.
too. And actually, this is the kind of the same for you.
Especially when I get an attitude, I'm like, you just in there watching cartoons.
Right. Right. Hey, we could have went somewhere off them cartoons. We could have went. That's a different conversation, Taj. We could have went somewhere off them cartoons.
But at that point, I had already loved anime.
Yes.
Yeah. But
So,
go ahead.
but anime is one of those things that I like to, even though my kids like to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my kids like to watch it, sometimes there's some things I want to watch by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some things I like to watch by myself. There's some things I like to enjoy by myself. Like,
What else besides eating ice cream and watching anime?
do I just need to be by myself to
No,
do?
that you. I mean, it's what you like to do separately. What other thing do you like to do separately besides eating ice cream and watching anime?
Sermons
from me.
podcasts.
Huh?
Sermons podcasts. Like, I enjoy consuming content by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching shows, just, I enjoy watching shows by myself.
I do too. So I'm super into K-dramas and anime and C-dramas and all the things. I like to watch them by myself, so much so
Yes.
that I turn it on my iPad. Like, he could be watching something on our TV in our bedroom and I'll have my iPad up. Like, I'm watching my own
And
stuff.
if I dare look at
and
it,
if he starts looking
if
at
I look at her screen
I'm
whatsoever, she's turning it away.
I'll turn it
Like, nigga, mind your business.
right. It's
Watch your own
This is
stuff.
my romance stuff. Because it's my romance stuff. This is mine,
Yeah.
not yours.
But see, I honestly love that about us.
Yeah.
I love that about us.
Yeah.
That we can be together but separate
Mm-hmm.
in the same room watching stuff.
We
or
have a
not
good
watching
time
stuff.
together. We have a good time apart. I go
Yeah.
out with my friends. I'll go out to an event or we'll just go out. Just a couple weeks ago, went out to dinner.
Yeah.
Went out to dinner with my friends to try the new place. Like we get to have both worlds.
Yeah.
Like, I love
and now
that.
that the kids are getting older and they
Yeah.
like be gone at school and stuff, like one of the great, once again, I said we've had to shelve so much stuff
Yeah.
or always have to work out. One person gets to go, other person has to stay, or if we
Yep.
could get a sitter or couldn't get a sitter and all that type of stuff. But now we're in a phase where, oh, we got a 16-year-old.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, bruh, we out.
We out.
You know what I mean? And sometimes we ain't even out together. She going her way, I'm going my way. And sometimes
Yeah.
that's how it is when they go off to school. I'll be going to the studio with Dre. In the morning, she'll be going and doing whatever she's doing in the morning. And I do, but when we do come together, like House of Dragon is coming back.
Oh yeah. So we'll watch House of Dragons together.
Yeah,
We watched
we've
all
got
Game
our
of
stuff
Thrones together.
Yep.
We watched The Witcher Witcher together.
We did.
We watched a whole bunch of stuff together. We watched some animes together too.
Yeah.
No, we did. We watched
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
For the most part.
Mushoku Tensei.
For the most part, you fell off a long time ago.
But we started it though.
Yeah,
is it wrong to pick up chicks in a dungeon or whatever? We watched that for
you
several
fell off
seasons.
on that one too.
Attack on Titan.
You fell off on that one.
After several seasons, though, I start it with you. Like we watched several seasons together, and then I fall off on like the last couple or so because they usually don't. We watched Tokyo.
I
Tokyo
fell
Ghoul.
off of that one.
You fell off on that one, but we
fell off
watched
of that one.
the first 3 seasons together at least, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we watched a lot of anime.
Did I
together.
make it to 3 seasons?
I don't even know.
I don't even know if I did.
I don't even know. But yeah, I have stuff that I like to do apart, that kind of stuff. I play Scrabble a lot, but we have games we play together too.
Yep.
We play Scrabble together too on our phones and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been whooping them real bad, just FYI. Just letting y'all know. Not just you, not just him, my other friends too. Shout out to Ashley. She's been getting them too. She's been
Not
kissing the
just
fade
him.
too. Yeah.
You hear
I'm
that?
pretty solid at Scrabble, like real solid. I use a lot of words. So I have a lot of
There's
words.
cheating going on. I don't
There's
know.
no cheating. Listen, I pride myself on coming up with it myself. No, don't do that.
I don't know. I
No
can't speak
cheating.
to it.
Let's next one, relationship, social media etiquette. I feel like this was put on here by you too.
I did, and I put that on there. Oh,
Look in your camera.
I put that on there because, well, I'll just talk to you. I put that on there because of some family business that got put on social media.
Yeah, so one of my family members went through something, and when it was done, another one of my family members who's closer related to this person decided to detail the entire thing on social media. So yeah, they're yeah. And I was like, Jared found out that this happened first, and I was like, she did what? And so it started this whole conversation about social media etiquette, like telling people other people's business, like what you should share on social media, what you shouldn't share on social media, in relationships. So this is a family relationship, but I think even in personal relationships, it's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm just way more conservative on social media anyway.
Way
So that's
more.
not something that you have to worry about with
No.
with me.
I feel like that's not something you worry about with me either. I don't usually share our personal business, like ever.
No, we're not. We're not
I
sharing
don't do that.
personal business. Because this is the thing too. Like, and I think we'll find out as this pod grows that I'm also very selective in how I decide to talk and who I talk to, because people don't know my heart like that.
I feel like that's why we're doing this too, because we use our public platforms as public platforms.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If I wouldn't go scream it in the middle of the street, I'm not going to go post it on social media. And I think that's why we decided, that's one of the reasons why we decided to do this podcast, to give people an inside look at like us, how we think and feel about things, and especially with our relationship, because we
you would
do
not
not
know
share
on
about
social
it.
media. I don't give
Yeah.
my opinion on there.
I give my opinion on stuff, but not
Yeah,
necessarily.
we operate
Never
totally
about
different.
us though. Never about us. Now I'll comment on other stuff.
Do you think?
But
Who do you
I
think's
don't
like?
do.
Who do you think would be more controversial between us two if we just spoke freely?
100% you, and you know that. That's why you asked me.
Which is why I don't be talking like that.
He would 100% be more controversial.
Taj was trying to get me in some
Jared
stuff.
Listen, Jared will say,
Yeah.
Jared will say some. Listen, Jared just naturally does hot takes. Like that's just a part of his personality.
Hot takes?
Yes,
Like what?
hot takes. Like you will see something and throw something out. You're like, whoa, I did not expect you to say that. And then you'll have to unpack it for me. Yes. Yes.
Well,
you do
once
that.
again, when it's somebody that I actually do life with,
Yeah.
I can say something and then they can give me the love and space
Yeah.
to be able to unpack. And I think sometimes niggas just be on socials to just argue. And so
that's-
I ain't about to argue.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I never have to see you, dog. Like I can just put my phone down and it's over.
We've gotten so much. I feel like as we've grown up with social media, we got so much better at handling it. Because I think early on it wasn't as good.
Some of y'all just live on socials, boy. Whole existence be on socials.
And that's sad though. But our tip for this episode before you go. So our tips are just the tip. Did you ever let me call it that? Or you said I couldn't call it that, just the tip? I can't call it that? No? Okay. So our tip for this episode, which it's advice that sounds bad, but it's actually good. Okay? And the one for this episode is looks matter. Okay?
Yeah.
Looks matter. I know it sounds shallow. I know, people will feel a way about it. But just like I was saying earlier, listen, when he's spent the entire day getting on my nerves or the entire episode, when I look over at him and we go home, it's on. He's fine. It matters.
I'm an air fryer. I will say this, though, and I will say, I'll give this quick story. So just the other night, she was getting on my last nerve, right? But she threw them one drawers on and hopped in the bed and laid on her stomach. And I was like, hold on, man. Wait, what?
That thing too soft to be mad. That's what happens now. Now, remember our old conversation when he said he's an air fryer and all the things and all the all I had to do is put on drawers on. Is that not a couple buttons? That sounds a lot like a microwave.
No, but you're making it seem like I got
look at that.
I got horny.
I told you.
But you're making it seem like I got horny. That's not what I'm saying.
That's exactly
I'm not saying I got horny.
I told y'all, don't let him play
I
in y'all
told
face.
you also, when I roll over in the bed and look at her looking good,
she's still fine.
That matters to me.
And it matters.
Yeah, that does matter.
It covers a multitude of sins.
That soft thing does cover a multitude of sins.
It covers a multitude.
I'll tell you that right now.
Thank you. we gotta close this podcast.
All right, come on. Yes, it's
crap.
Time's supposed to be gone an hour ago.
Right. That's it. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Behind Closed Doors with Jared and Sam. Follow us, subscribe, like, comment, give us your feedback. Let us know how and what topics you want us to talk about.